So when it comes to getting into hobbies, I think YouTube is one of the best places to get inspiration to get into those hobbies. With Warhammer 40k, I watched Play on Tabletop and I learned from them, and that got me interested. I watched Jazza and stuff to get inspiration for getting back into drawing and doing illustration. And like I said a couple of weeks ago, I'm getting back into Magic. For Magic, I watched Commander at Home, and that got the itch back in there to go and collect some Magic cards and go play some Magic. I haven't built a Commander deck before. In the Outlaws of Thunder Junction Commander decks, there was a 2-card booster pack included with it. And from one of those booster packs, we got today's Commander, Bonnie Paul Clear Cutter. It's really hard to go and show that on camera. First off, we have to learn what the restrictions are when you're building a Commander deck. So let's jump into learning that and figuring that out.
Before I talk about how I'm building this deck, I think we need to quickly discuss Commander and kind of some of the rules around deck building with it. So Commander is a casual format for Magic. It's made for like 3 to 5 players, and you don't need the newest sets to play it. You can use any card from throughout Magic's long-ass history to play it. But there are some basic constraints with it. You have a 99+1 deck of cards. The +1 card is your Commander, the creature you kind of build your deck around. For Commander, there's really only like one rule. It has to be a legendary creature. And the deck has a couple more rules. The main rule is, with the exception of basic lands, you can only have one of each card in the deck, unless it is stated otherwise on the cards. Secondly, all the cards in the deck must have the same color identity as the Commander, or be colorless. Using Bonnie Paul as an example, all the cards must have blue and or green on them. They don't need to have the mana cost of blue and or green, but somewhere on the card, in the casting cost or text, there must be one of those symbols. And the way that's written in the rules, that sounds like it's kind of exploitable, but I don't really have anything to exploit that. So we'll stick with just, the same color identity within the mana cost. Now let's get back to physically building this deck.
So now that there is a decent understanding of what the parameters of a Commander deck are, let's get into building this deck. This deck is going to have 50 lands. There is a reason for it. It's not complete insanity. It's about like 50% insanity. Bonnie Paul's special rule and special ability, or whatever you want to call it, her text is summoning Bo, who has strength and toughness equal to the amount of lands you control. So, more lands out, bigger Bo is. That's the idea. That is the whole thing I'm playing around in this deck, is that mechanic. So, let's start building this deck. Wait a second. I forgot one thing. I'm only using Thunder Junction and Bloomburrow with this. I didn't get Modern Horizons 3. I kind of skipped over that. I'm just building Commander deck off of the stuff that's come out this year. I could go through my Magic 15 box. I could go through the other box that I got a while ago. But I don't want to go through all that and figure all that out. So we're using this year's sets. And that's it to build the Commander deck. So these are the 4 pillars of how I'm building my Bonnie Paul deck. Ramping and getting out a lot of land. Milling a bunch of cards. Playing Mending of Dominaria, protecting it to its 3rd saga, and putting all the land that I have milled back onto the battlefield, which will then buff Bo. Hunter's Talent is, the 2nd level Hunter's Talent is what I need for attacking with Bo, because this gives it +1 and trample when it's attacking until end of turn. I get about, 10, 15 lands out. Bo is a 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, with trample, charges through, bada bing, bada boom, few hits, they're done. That's the goal, at least. Those are the pillars of the deck. Ramp, mill, buff. Trample, indestructible, hexproof, whatever, or just to play it on Bo. Now it's time to look at what I have to use for creatures and spells. I'm already using 50 of the cards for land. I know it's overkill, but I'm doing it. So let's go and let's check it out and see what I'm doing.
Okay, before we go any farther, I do want to just see one thing. Leave in a comment, like, do you want to see me, flipping through all my cards, sorting out the cards, doing all of that kind of boring stuff? Or would you rather do what I'm doing here, where I'm just going to jump straight into the cards that I picked out for the deck, going by its curve? Let me know down in the comments, like, what would you like to see? Would you like to see me sorting out all the cards that I'm choosing, or just, go straight into what's the curve, what's the deck, and just make the video a little bit quicker? All right, for 1-drops, we have Smuggler's Surprise, Splash Portal, and Storm Chaser's Talent. For 2-drops, we got a lot of them. Thunderclap Drake, Jace Reawakened, Plume Creed Escort, Satyr Wayfinder, Aloe Alchemist, Baker's Bane Duo, Long River's Pull, Paw Patch Formation, Peerless Recycling, Cash Grab, Rampant Growth, Winding Way, Explore, Hunter's Talent, Swiftfoot Boots, Perpetual Timepiece, and Bumbleflower Sharepot. 3-drops amount to Reminep Excavator, Scoot Swarm, Eccentric Farmer, Skullwinder, Elvish Rejuvenator, Patient Naturalist, Dune Chanter, Outcast Greenblade, Curious Forager, Clear Shot, Archmage's Charm, Harrow, Propaganda, Sugarcoat, Kadama's Reach, Crawling Sensation, and Heaped Harvest. 4-drops are Savvy Trader, Oracle of Moldiah, World Shaper, Spellgeyer, Map the Frontier, and Scaretiller. For 5-drops, we've got Skyskipper Duo, Oron Frostfang, Hour of Promise, Perennial Behemoth, and Mending of Dominaria. For 6 mana drops, we've got Ancient Green Warden, Season of Weaving, Vengeful Regrowth, and Season of Gathering. And for the big boys, we've got Rumbleweed, Avenger of Zendikar, and Finale of Revelation.
So that is my Bonnie Paul deck sorted. At least for what it is right now, with Thunder Junction and Bloomburrow cards. There are maybe some more cards that have to or could be added into it. I don't know right now. Was that too much? But yeah, currently that's it, dusted, sorted, all good. The next Magic the Gathering video that we're going to talk about, Duskmourn pre-release. I went to that today. When I'm releasing the video is on October 21st, where Duskmourn has started their pre-release. So I went and participated in my first pre-release. And we'll talk about how that goes. And for all of those that are this far and either you like the channel or maybe you're interested in what I'm doing, everything I'm doing, we have the Magic the Gathering stuff. But for November, I have a new plan. We're doing Night Hunt November. Night Hunt November. So yeah, look forward to that. Look forward to whatever other random, insane stuff I'm planning to do that I don't even know yet. And yeah, that's all I got. I hope you have a royal day, a royal night, and I will talk to you guys next time when we're either talking about Magic or we're finishing up the Necrons. Maybe not finishing up, but getting one step closer to done with the Necrons.